Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton, and today is August 13th. It's late, as usual. This is my Flosstube number 188, and I am back from retreat. I wanted to do my retreat wrap-up almost immediately after I got home, but I was exhausted. I just have so much stuff, so this video is going to be a minute. I hope you have your drink of choice, some snacks, or you're stitching something. If not, pause, go ahead. I'll wait, or not, and let's get into it. So my last video was the day before I left for retreat. I did not get sleep all night last night. I slept on the plane on and off because, you know, you wake up constantly for reasons. But I did get, I think I was passed out before we reached altitude. I got there, I don't know, like early in the morning, like 10 something. I think I walked almost a mile, literally almost a mile from the gate to where I was getting picked up, and Jaylon came and picked me up. Then what happened? Then retreat happened. No. I don't know what happened. I think we went and got some. Oh, we did. We went to get something to eat at Black Bear. I think it's called Black Bear Restaurant, something like that. Black Bear Inn. Its theme was black bears, and we had breakfast because we had time before we could check in at the hotel. Then we went over to Cindy's, which is Stitchery Express there in Layton. And we shopped and talked to the people there, and I got stuff, and it's in a big pile that I will get to. After that, then we went over to the hotel and checked in and got our stuff into the room and everything, and then went down to the stitching room. We got to meet, oh, what is her first name? I know it, and I can't remember it now. I'll look it up. But Pickle Barrel Designs. And she is a sweetheart. I am horrible with names. I don't even remember most of the names of the people I met and liked at the retreat. So there's that. So it's nothing personal. I try. I don't have good luck with names. Her name is... Anybody yelling at me yet? I don't know. Anyway, Pickle Barrel Designs. She's from North Dakota. Her and her son had come down, and he did mountain biking and stuff on the trails while she was doing stitching stuff. And she has some really cute patterns, which I bought one, and one was fully kitted and given to us. So you'll see that. I didn't buy a ton because I have a lot, and more will be explained later on in the video when you figure out what I've been doing too since I came back. So I bought some, and I will show you in this big old pile here. We got our seats, blah blah blah. Our table was me, Jaylong, her mom, Holly, I'm trying to go around the room, Andrea, Sammy J Stitches, Sarah, my Stitching Kingdom, or our Stitching Kingdom. I never get that right. So sorry, Sarah. Still love you. And Sarah's mom. Is that 8? Yeah. So that was the 8 of us at our table. There were just over 80 people. Like 80 to 87. I don't know. I heard a couple different numbers going on. So it was a good crowd, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't too crowded. We had plenty of space in between the tables. They were round, and each table had its own electrical source under the table, which was not found out by Andrea until after she went home, because she lived like a mile from the place and got some battery thing, like a battery generator thing to hook in. And went under the table for something. Oh, to put the thing under the table, and she realized there was a whole electrical thing under there. It was funny. Um, I had one that had rechargeable batteries. I have an light, which I've now put away, but it has rechargeable batteries, so I just had to plug it in every so often. That and my tablet, because everything I ended up taking ended up being on my tablet, so that was a good thing. My dog is whining under here. He went out. He does not need to go out. I'm talking, and it's not to him. So, what happened next? We did some stitching and, sleep. And our breakfast was included with the room, and the breakfast wasn't your line up and make your waffle type breakfast. It was actually this little restaurant, little cafe type thing it was like a mini Starbucks in there. So they had a limited menu as to what you can get for the free breakfast, which was fine. The first day, pickle barrels was introduced, and the kit that she was giving us was there, and we got that. The second day, Carolyn Manning, she did not make it. Her mom is sick, so but she sent the kit along, and we got that the second day. There were door prizes also, and there was a freebie table. We had gone out to dinner, and I have pictures, so I think what I'll do is I'll just put them all at the end. I'm thinking that's probably the best, instead of trying to figure out where I'm saying it in this little monologue thing here going on. So we've gone out to dinner a couple of nights, and I don't know which night was which, so we're just going to go with it. We went to a place called Prairie Schooners, and it was pretty much an overpriced steak place. You were paying for the ambiance of the place. Each of the booths had a little wagon cover over it, and there were dioramas all over the place, open though, not enclosed, and there was little settings like, and I'll put pictures in at the end of there were moose on the wall, and there were full taxiderm things. There was a whole setting of raccoons playing poker, and like a fire pit and all kinds of cool stuff. So the food was okay, but it was cute. I enjoyed going there. Plus, I mean, we're there for the company, right? So we did that the one night. Another night, we went to a sushi place, and that was good. That was good. We had fun there. And it was called Tony's something. Was it Tony's Sushi? I don't know, but I know the name was Tony, which we were all thrown back from. We're like, what? All right, Tony. Then on Sunday, we went to lunch because it was Sammy's birthday, but she had to fly out early because she started a new job on Monday, which her flight was canceled that night in Denver, her layover flight. Her connecting flight, I should call it. So she ended up getting home, landing. Her husband had a change of clothes for her, and she had to go right to work. And she was like a half hour late. But she had called ahead of time and told him what was going on. I guess it was bad weather in Midland, where she was landing. So I don't envy her. I did a straight through flight there and back, and I did Delta, and I got no complaints. The seats are more comfortable than Allegiant or Southwest, and the price was comparable. I did not partake in the food and drink, which I usually don't, because I don't want to have to go to the bathroom on the plane. So I limit how much I'm drinking, and I buy a bottle of water, overpriced water, after I go through TSA, so I can have a couple sips because the air dries me out. And Salt Lake City dried me out. I was chapped like it was the middle of winter by the time I came home. My lips were all chapped and everything. It's very dry there. It was hot, but it was dry. It was a dry heat. So we went to Red Robin. We did lunch at Red Robin. I had eaten breakfast, so when we ended up having to go to lunch, I thought we were going later Did not realize we were going as early as we were, so I wasn't as hungry. So I shared some bottomless garlic fries and a, what did I get? The onion ring tower, because I didn't need all that food. I wasn't that hungry. What else? So after we had Sunday, we had all Sunday and all night to stitch after the whole Sammy thing. So after we left her, they went to the airport. We went back to the hotel. Monday we checked out in the morning. I think it was checkout by 10, something like that. So we had checked out in the morning, and we went out to breakfast. We went to IHOP for like a brunch, I think, instead of doing breakfast at the hotel. And then we saw time. My flight wasn't leaving until like 11 o'clock at night. So it was Jaylong and Becky and I. And we were trying to think of things to do. So we ended up going to, and I have a pamphlet here. I don't know where it's at the bottom of the pile. I think it's called Antelope Park. It's a nature preserve or a national park. Antelope National Park, something like that. And I saw a buffalo. I saw fluffy cows. I did not pet the fluffy cows. I like to keep my pants on my butt. And it was hot, but it was nice. I'd never been out there, so it was something new. And we did that, and then we swapped cars with her husband. Matter of fact, her husband came to... That's another thing. Okay, so Thursday night, we went to Prairie Schooner. Friday night, we did sushi. Saturday night, we went to Texas Roadhouse. Sarah's husband and Jaylong's husband joined us, which is great because we talked to... I talk to both of them on Zoom all the time. Well, when I talk to Jaylong, it's on the phone. So her husband and I go back and forth with football stuff, especially. And then we always say hi to Ross if we're on Zoom with Sarah. So it was great seeing both of them. And then, of course, we had to have them... That was Saturday night, yeah. So we had to have them sing Happy Birthday to Sammy. We did not make her get on the saddle. And she turned, I don't know, this red, which is funny. I loved it. And then Sunday, before we left, we ended up singing her happy birthday before we left the stitching room. So, and she turned red all over again. There's something on my shade. There's a gnat or something on my shade. Oh my goodness, this dog. So, what else? Monday. Oh, so we traded cars with her husband. We were in Becky's car. We put my stuff into his truck, and he took the car and Becky home. So, because Becky was done, and we still had hours before my flight. So Jaylong and I went to the mall. We went to a couple shops, and then we ended up behind the mall. There's an arcade, and we were going to go play air hockey, but then there was movies. So we ended up going to see Fantastic Four in the IMAX theater. I've never done IMAX and luxury and all that. And the seat was comfortable, and of course everybody wants a large popcorn that you're not going to finish and a big drink, right? My problem was the glasses. I don't want to do 3D anymore. I know the experience, blah, blah, blah. The glasses hurt me. They hurt my head, and they would hurt my eyes because the lenses were real thin and wavy. But the movie was good. I like it. I like sci-fi stuff. Pedro Pascal's in it, and a friend of mine is absolutely obsessed with Pedro Pascal. So, I mean, I like him. He's good. He's in everything, right? And he's saving yet another baby, another child. But the movie was good. It's right up my alley. I enjoyed it. The first Fantastic Four I liked, but I actually enjoyed this one a little bit more. Go figure. After the movie, it was just about time to go to the airport. Did we get anything to eat? I don't know. We must have got some kind of snack of some sort, because that's a long time. And then I had to get on the plane. So, I don't know. Oh, well, that we had the popcorn. So that might have been enough. Anyway, we ended up going to, like, what the waiting lot. It's not quite a cell phone lot. There's a gas station there and everything, and you can sit and wait for the flight. So we went to that for like an hour before she dropped me off. And I fell asleep on the plane on the way home. Probably again passed out before we hit altitude. And Frank was there. I got home 6 a.m. my time. So Frank picked me up, and by then I was starving. We ended up just getting Dashboard Diner. I think we got like McDonald's or something like that. Did we get McDonald's even? No, we got Wendy's, I think. Maybe. I don't know. We got some kind of food, sustenance on the way home, because it's a 2-hour drive home. By the time I got home, I was exhausted, but I have a condition, and I had to unpack all my bags. I unpacked my suitcase, all the dirty laundry goes where it goes, the whole 9 yards, all my bags were unpacked, and then I went to sleep. So now my sleep schedule's all messed up again. Even though I was on a day thing for a while, I'm back to all night again. It is what it is. So, where to start showing you stuff? First thing, there's a finish involved. Now, technically, I've been finished, but now I'm really finished because I got mine back. I did a round robin with Sarah, Sammy J, Janet, Janet Jabber, and Holly, our friend Holly, who does a lot of the challenge stuff. And I don't have the original in here. It's put away somewhere for now, because I sent a working copy along with it. But I sent a little card with mine, so now I can take this and make it into a floss drop now that it's back. And this is a piece of 32 count crepe bed brown, and it is Any Town Tiny Town, and it's done. I had subbed in some colors that I had. It was good enough, and the only thing that needs to be done, oh, I guess technically it's not a finish then, huh? But I had them leave out the flag. It says keepsakes on it. I don't want to put keepsakes on there. I want to actually do one that I'm going to pick out an Eagles green and then put Go Birds, because that's more me. And then it'll be done. Darn, I totally forgot about that, or else I would have done it in the last 2 weeks so I can really show a finish. Maybe I'll throw that in there tonight. We'll see. But close enough to a finish, right? So that's back home. I think everybody else's are going or have been where they need. I know I sent Holly's. Holly was sending 2. One was to Janet, and then Janet just had to finish up Sarah's, I think, because I think Holly got a little behind. She hasn't been feeling well. So now I have threads to put away, because the Go Birds is not going to be in these threads. And then my luggage, because I had this in my luggage, they must have stomped it because they broke one of my thread drops. And these are pretty thick, guys. There's no reason for that kind of violence on my shit. I also have the buttons to put on. There's like 4 buttons. Alright, so I'm going to put this in here. And this over here. What did I stitch when I was there? I have those right here, and then I'll show you what I got while I was there. So, I didn't do much stitching. Surprise, surprise. I usually don't. It's fine. But I ended up stitching on 12 Days of Christmas. I did a couple of prompts for like Jurassic or something like that. and I ended up getting that much done. My goose is one stitch too close to the bowl of berries. I guess he's really hungry. It's not going to run into anything. He will stay there. And while it sort of doesn't look right, that bottom row, I did make sure it is going, I say that bottom row. This column will go and meet that one. I double checked. I don't know how, there you go. So I'm still not caught up with this, but I did get some stitching on it. I would have got more stitching if I didn't have to frog. I had to figure out and frog, because the other one I ended up stitching on was Waka, which is my Fozzie. Disappointed. This is fabric that was, I'm not disappointed with the fabric. This fabric was dyed by Megan, Stitch in May, and it's 28 count Monaco. And I had to frog his eyelid and the brown here, because when I started filling in white, there was something off, and I had to frog most of what I did. So all these threads taken out, and then a whole nother one that's in the bag. So I had to unstitch. I got minus progress on this. It's fine. It's fine. I'll catch it up. This is the Beaver Nuggets pin from Bucky's when Megan and I went. That's why I put it on here, since she did all the fabric for me. And I just cut off the back and made it into a needle minder. So Fozzie got minus stitches, and that's it. Everything's fine, right, guys? It is what it is. And trying to figure it out at a retreat was probably not the best time. It's fine. All right. What's next? What's next is, what did I think I told you guys what I was taking. And this is a bag I made a while ago. And I took Vader. Got nothing. I took Who Let the Frogs Out. I did not start it. I took Put a Bird on It, because I'm behind. Did not stitch on it. 0 stitching. 0 stars, do not recommend. So we will put that there. We can put both of these there. All 3. And then what else is in this bag? Nothing. Okay, that can be put away. I have stuff in this bag. This was given to us as a retreat bag from Stitchery Express. And I put the items that I purchased in this bag. Okay. So what do we get in the bag? I appreciate, you know, the stuff that they give us, but sometimes more thinking needs to be, a better thought process needs to be put into what you're putting in a bag, because there's a whole year of these. So I don't want them. I would not stitch them. They're from 2002. It's not my aesthetic. Some people still like them. So let's do this. If anybody would like the whole year of the roly-polies, every last one of them, and really likes these and is in the US, go ahead and put in Bear, B-E-A-R, in the comments, and I'll do a drawing for these if anybody wants them. Okay? Otherwise, they're going to the thrift store, which is fine too. Somebody, I'm in an area where I could see somebody liking those. There's this little cutting board that was put in there that can be used as a horn book. And I say it's a cutting board because it's made out of bamboo. We received a cute needle minder. They make these, and I thought this was like some kind of character with like hair and antenna or something. It's not. I had to ask. It's in like an F-13 or something like that. One of the, they're near the the Air Force Base. So that's one of those. And then, of course, the mountains. And then they gave us a keychain. It's Stitch the Day Away. Very cute. I'll probably make it into a thread keep. So a needle minder and a needle. And then some scissors with a curved edge. I'm not sure how well they work. I haven't tried them yet. And then we received, you know, like an itinerary. And then we got a freebie from Pickle Barrel, which was this one. He's cute. Cute, cute. And then there was another freebie in there from Pickle Barrel also. Nancy Greenberg is her name. It's a tribute for Caroline Manning's mom. And somebody had stitched it. And then we were supposed to bring buttons. I did bring a button and I sewed it on. So this is loosely what it would look like, because obviously everybody put buttons, different buttons on and different places, but it was stitched up. And they gave us the chart for that. And they gave it in this bag. Now, what did I buy when I was there? Well, when I was there, this from Sweet Wing Studio was a chart exclusive for the shop. So I bought it, and it says Stay Cozy. If you also like this, it is no longer an exclusive now. You can go buy one from Cindy, Stitchery Express. She's on Facebook. You can contact them and order one. But otherwise, they are coming out at the marketplace. Let me put these charts in there too. Try to keep it together because there's a whole bunch of stuff. Put all my charts in here. And then I bought this chart from Bent. I love a good Bent Creek, guys. And this is just adorable. And it came with the beads, the white beads that go on there. Oodles of Winter. Very cute, very cute. And then, of course, the Pickle Barrel chart. And this one says, You Make Me Hog Wild. This one says, Are You Kidding Me? This one says, What the Duck? And this one says, You Are My Sunshine. And she had them all done and FFO'd, and they are adorable. Absolutely adorable. So that'll be a future whip. And then they have tons of fabric and fabric flare. So I got this one. This one's called Spirit Dreams. It's a 32 count even weave. It's a smaller cut, but that's fine. And then I bought this one. It's called Multicolored Night. And it's a 32 count even weave. Because when there's that much fabric and you can see the actual colors and touch them, you want to get some, right? Right. Andrea was at our table, and she made us each a mug rug. This one's mine. She had one point. She's amazing, guys. She didn't even have them done on Friday, and she's texting us saying, hey, what colors do you like? What kind of fabric do you like? And of course, you know, I chose this one because there was a picture there. And what color? Of blue. And she made these for us on Friday and brought them in on Saturday for us. Even quilted. And it's got like a pocket thing. But I had my cup on it all weekend. Love that. She's also made me that amazing quilt. So there's that. Alright. Sunday we got the Caroline Manning kit. And I appreciate Caroline Manning's things. And I know a lot of people that like to do the little quilt things with the different colors. And that's great for you. Not my thing. But, so I wasn't sure I would like her charts. Or her freebie. And I actually like it. So I might actually stitch this. And it is called Pretty Pink Carnations. And it came with, this says evenly. I'm going to take the sticker off. Its half coming off anyway. says even. You got to choose what kind of fabric, if you wanted linen, even weave, or Aida. And I chose even weave. So it came with the even weave. And I have that John James needle I'm going to put in there. So it'll keep it kitted up. It came with a flower needle minder. And it came with the threads. I believe they are DMC. And it came on this. How cool is that? So let's put that there. I'm going to just double check. All DMC, yes. So that's kitted up. I'm going to put that over here. One of the days, on Monday when we left, that's another thing we did. We ended up going to Shepherd's Bush. We had time. Why not go to another cross stitch shop, right? I don't need a lot, but I did grab not all this DMC. I had other DMC that I had gotten afterwards from ahead. Of course, I forgot my list that I needed, so I ended up calling my other half and having him come in here and find the piece of paper and take a picture of it so I could get the colors. So I ended up, they always tie it up with a bow, so I just put the other colors in there and tied it up with what I had gotten there. And I got one of these bags. It's like a rubbery mesh. It's like a plastic canvas type thing, and I'm sure you've seen these before, other people doing them. Well, I got the gray one for reasons, because where is it? I will show you for reasons. And I put this up here just to show you that I took this so I could stitch on the plane. I lugged it on the plane with me, fully kitted up. The poor light in there is probably dead because I noticed it kept on getting pushed on. Oh, I took it out. Never stitched it. Never even thought about stitching, so it didn't get stitched at all. What else did I get? I won a door prize. Apparently, I wasn't in the room when it happened, but I won a door prize. And it was this bag. I don't know who it's made by, but it's cute. I can put that as another to-go tool kit. Freebie table. There was a freebie table, and I have some other stuff from there. But at the end of the, when we're leaving out on Sunday, and they're cleaning up, there was still stuff there, so I figured, well, I'll take this. I made these before. They're cute little Ort things. So I took this one. And then there was this little bag here, and I put these in there just to keep them together. I don't bobbinate, but I have friends that do, so I figure I just throw. I'll keep the thread drop because I do thread drop. But this is cute. These are cute for bobbinating. Like I said, I have friends that do. Or maybe they'll be in a giveaway eventually. And I just took the bag to keep them in, instead of them being tossed or whatever they were going to do with it. This was also there. I think I ended up picking this up the second day because I think it's cute. I don't know if I'd use it. I'd stitch it. Maybe I could stitch it and give it to somebody. But I thought it was cute. And nobody else was taking it. I like to give other people chances to take stuff because I have plenty. So I just wait. Someone had a 3D printer and made 3D printer stuff and were taking donations to give to the Gary Sinise Foundation. And from what I understand, all in all, there was over $200 raised. And she made these in different colors and sizes. So I went and I got this. And then I also went and got this. So you can write on these, or you can put stickers if you have to. But this is, yeah, I don't use them this small that often. But that's fine because, it went to a great cause. And I can put, I don't know, stuff in there. I could put orts in there if I wanted to. Well, she wasn't taking any home. So we went back and salvaged a couple more of these, and I got this small one. I'm going to send this to Gina. And then I'm going to send her the green one of these. And I got this one. So I will send those to Gina because I wish they had a green one because she loves green, but I told her I'd give her the green holder. And that needs to go somewhere. So I remember. I put it with her stuff. We also received a name tag with Utah on it. And they use my government name. That can go on my magnet board. And then for our pickle barrel, it came in a bag. You got to choose a bag. I chose this one. They basically handed us a handful and said choose one and pass it on. So that's what I did. So I picked this one. It's a drawstring bag. And this bag is handmade by kitchenclutter.com. Follow her on Instagram. And here is the chart from Pickle Barrel. Kiss my derriere and fluent in foul language. So yes, I will be needing to stitch these. Plus they made it so easy. They gave us a needle. They gave us a needle minder, which has a chicken and a cow on it, which very apropos. Oh look, there's another needle. So they gave us 2 needles. Yay. And then they gave us the threads for it on this thread holder. And the fabric, I got an even weave. They did give it separate again. They gave us choices, so I got even weave. And then finishing fabrics for it. So we can do a flat finish with it, or maybe even a pillow finish. I don't know what I'll do. We'll see. Yay. Barnyard wisdom. And apparently it'll be exclusive, probably for a year. That's usually the way that goes. I'm going to put that over there. What else was there? Well, Andrea got a whole bunch of tags to sew into her handmade things, and she wasn't going to use them. Does my butt look cute in this? That no bra required. Happy dance. There's so she gave them to me. I don't know, maybe I'll find something to put them on. We'll see. She's like, just take them. Fine. I think Holly gave us this little box, and it had a couple things in it. It had the box and some thread peels in it. I took, oh, and one of these little magnet things. I took a whole bunch of hedgehogs because I gave those in the bag for the girls, and they're just chart magnets. And I took a whole bunch of hedgehogs, and well, you had to buy like a bag of like 50 of them, whatever, or 25 or whatever, however many there was. So I just put magnets on all of them, and I had a magnet board, and I put them up, and I told everybody to take one. And then I had turtles also, and they go in the dark, and I only have one left, guys. Everybody loved the turtles. I think I'm going to put these mints in there. And then I also had some extra Halloween stickers. So I had people take Halloween stickers. Sarah had given us little eyeglass cleaners. Put this on your glasses and rub it. And then I think this is one also. I didn't want to open it up because I didn't want to have to try to fold it and put it back in. But I think that's also an eyeglass cleaner. And I will put that back in this little box. Doodads and whatnots. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this in there also. What else? Somebody at the table next to us had given me this, and I can't remember her name. Again, I didn't know her, and I can't remember her name. But I appreciate this a lot. They're from So Much to Love, and she buys them all the time when they're on sale, and she's like, I just keep them, and I like to take them to retreats and give them out, and it's very thoughtful. They're really cute. And of course I had to pick Norwal, right? So that goes with that. J-Long made up little bags. And I'm not rude, I just have the balls to say what everyone else is thinking. Very true. And then she gave me a needle minder. And it says Frog Be Gone. So that goes with the needle minders. And a tape measure, which is good because I noticed mine's starting to look raggedy, so I'll probably have to replace it. And then we can't drop this. Don't want to drop that. And then she also knows somebody, and it might be the same person, that does the 3D printing. And she had, because we have that hedgehog joke, which is an inside joke with us, and she had them make these hedgehogs. And I'll just put these in there to show you. There's a pin cushion you put. Look at this, guys. How cute is that? So now I have a hedgehog pin cushion, 3D printed. I thought they were hysterical. And it's the bronze hedgehog. I'm gonna have to set it up later for the sake of time. And then she put in a little lint roller, because that always comes in handy, and some Guggenheim scissors. These are sharp and tight. And now I need to have a needle, a scissor fob for that, by the way. And then she had this made for me. Blue's my favorite color, and then the kids' butterflies, they're all blues. So she had the butterflies made for the kids' colors, and it's a needle case. How cute is that? So I'm gonna put that back in this bag. I'm gonna put these things back in the bag too. Told you this was going to be a long one, guys. It's been a minute. And then on top of that, I've been actually stitching. Alright, and what did I take from the freebie table? Well, I want to give my hand at needlepoint. I think this is gorgeous. I mean, of course, it's at dimensions, it's animals. That's definitely me. And it's needlepoint. And I think I can do it. And how cute would that be? I can make that for my grandson. So why not? It's free. J-Long also gave this to me. She said, I'm only giving it to you for the charm. So I think she had a good idea of me putting that on my Philly special one that I'm stitching, which is a great idea. So that goes there. Andrea had a bunch of stuff that she passed around for us to go through, and I went through and I got this scary, and that's what I got the bag for, guys. And it's got the threads because she made it already. So that's kitted, basically. And then Lola Crow, I think this came from her stuff also. Monster Movie Night. Yes, please. Lola Crow. And then there's snow-capped, Stitch West exclusive snow-capped, it's called, from the Little Stitch Girl. I really like that. So I grabbed that. And then I noticed I grabbed this. So, another giveaway, because I have all the magazines, guys. Matter of fact, I have to write down, what did I say for the bears? Bear. Right? So keyword for this one is cardinal. Cardinal. I will mail this out to you, and I will mail this internationally because I can just put it in an envelope with an international stamp, which I have. So this can be international, so anybody that would be interested in this pattern, it comes with the pattern for the top and bottom, and I will show you like this. That's the top and bottom, because some of the patterns on there. So it's the top and bottom. It's really cute. Oh, and it has a bonus pattern in there of a snowman with a birdhouse and some birds and a bunny, and it says "Warm friendship warms the heart." Doesn't give you a color picture of it, but so cardinal. But again, this was something that was left over that nobody was going to take, and it's from the Just Cross Stitch magazine, February 2022. I have it in digital form, and so I don't need this pattern, and I can share. So we will do that. Where is that going? Over here. Also, I want to try a different needlepoint. This is obviously a partridge in a pear tree, but I want to update the colors. This isn't so 1970s colors, so I'll just change the colors and try that. Nobody was taking this, and I kind of like it. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I really kind of like it, and I know I can take one or two things out of there and make them into ornaments, if nothing else. And it's from Jen Hitch Creates, Vintage ABCs of Christmas. So I'm sure you can still purchase this if you like this. What else? This and this and this. So that's what I got from the freebie table. I will put this here. Those need to be put away. Let's throw one over there. Put these here, because I need to make room to show you what I actually stitched. 47 minutes in, and it's a long haul, isn't it? Put that there. Get that out of the way. Here. Whew. Y'all. Little intermission. Give the dog another treat. I've been stitching. Last night, well, I brought this out a couple nights ago. Actually, you know what? I'll do this one last because that'll rabbit hole into something else. So let's go into, I am doing the gridiron grind. Now, this is not my idea. It was an idea from Kim Hollenbeck. She has a YouTube, and I know I tagged her in the description box in the last video, and if I remember, I will for this one also. She basically is awarding so many stitches per point, or there's some that are doing rushing yards and touchdowns and sacks and all kinds of stuff. So it's all gridiron grind, stitching for your football team, whether it be professional football or college football. You guys know I'm an Eagles fan. So I chose my Philly Special, and I'm going to do 10 stitches for every point that they score. And I'm even doing preseason. And I just realized, I forgot to show you, Jalen got me this t-shirt. These were available as a pre-order at the retreat. Totally forgot to mention that. And it's right in my face, right? So, back to gridiron grind. So I chose preseason, regular season, and then into the playoffs. Hopefully another Super Bowl. 10 stitches per point. My first one is this Philly Special, which my that charm is going to go with. So I'm going to put that with that right now. And I know for a fact that by game one, by the end of game one, I'll probably be finished this, because I think I only have about 800 stitches maybe left to do. I had to do 340 this time. I ended up doing 400 because I did a prompt for Jurassic and I just kept on going. I am stitching this on 28 count Monaco and just using DMC. This is from Spooky and Steve on Etsy. And here is where it's at. I finished the word special and then I started part of the play. And I made this into a needle minder. This is a magnet from the Pro Shop, the Eagles Pro Shop in Lancaster. And I just added another magnet to it. Matter of fact, the magnet that was on there wasn't strong enough. I added a magnet to that and then obviously another magnet to make it into a needle minder. So 400 stitches in on that, and I am ready for Saturday's game on that one. Now, that's my non-full coverage. I do have one for the full coverage, and that is Space Traveler. I have not done the 340 for that, but I've got a couple days to get that done. It's fine. Next up, I'm going to put this over here. Next up, I am doing an arbitrary August, so I put all my whips on a wheel and I just spin it. And whatever comes up, I'm doing at least 200 stitches on. One of the spins was for Autumn Lane's Potions and Spells. I am stitching this on 28 count Yorick from Under the Sea Fabrics. It's an opal linen. And I ended up doing 389 stitches. I think it had to do with prompts and me just wanting to get a section done or something, or a thread. And that's how far I've gotten. So what did I work on? I worked on the bottles down here, some of the hair here, and some of the green going out here, and I don't think I did any down here. So it was mostly just here. Some of the green here, I think I finished out a thread, and then the bottles in here. It's stitch heavy. Oh, that's what else I did. That's where I stitched. So I did some of that there, and I stopped with the thread. It ended, and instead of going on, I decided to do some of the windows. And I still have some of those on my Facebook group if you're interested in that needle minder. So Potions and Spells got 389. I also did a spin and came up with Wizard of Oz from Little Stitcher. And I need to get this one done. There's not a ton left to do. A few more sittings and I should be able to get it done. I did 300 stitches. I must have done a 300 stitch prompt for Jurassic. This is being stitched on 32 count Kale from Vicki Clayton, and I'm just using DMC. And this is where I've gotten to. I worked on that, I did that flower and filled in stuff for the lion, like the bow. I think I did like the tail and the rest of the mane. I think I had just done a little bit of the mane before, so anything else. So I did that and whatever else over in here. And that gave me 300 stitches. Matter of fact, I don't know that any of the tiger, the lion was done, so if I call him a tiger, I don't even remember if I call him a tiger at this point. Brains are wonky, especially mine. But 300 stitches went in. Another spin had Raven with Full Moon. That is by Pandora X Stitch. That's this one right here. And I ended up doing 400 stitches on this. Again, more prompts, probably. and I was enjoying the stitch. It's on 16 count Dove Gray Ada, and that Ada I bought at Rita Renee on Facebook, because it's very, I think it was like $4 or $5 a yard. It's something very nominal. And I still have this Hot Mess Express needle minder available on my Facebook group. So that's how far I got. I was going to keep on going with the black. I was like, let's go down and do some color. Yeah, all that color, gray. But it works. Another spin came up with Halloween Tree, and I think I ended up with Halloween Tree twice. And I ended up getting... Did I end up with Halloween Tree twice? I did. I didn't write in the stitches the second time, I don't think. I don't remember, I'd have to look back, but I'm pretty sure I spun it twice. And this is from Romy Creations. I ended up getting this as a kit. I don't know if she still has available as a kit. It comes with her flosses along with maybe it wasn't a kit, it was the chart and the fabric, and then I had her send me the flosses that went with it, and then I did the DMCs. I think that's the way it went. You can always contact her. That is her email. And she is romycreations.com. And she's got a Facebook group. So the fabric is from Fabric Flare. So all you're actually stitching is the tree and the characters itself. See? And that's where I'm at. I did... The witch hat was there. I am waiting to put in the band because there's a couple of stitches in a color that aren't used again until you get down to the witch. So I did this ghost, and I started the tail of that ghost. I finished this bat. I filled in a bunch of things on the tree, and I finished up the owl's eyes. I gave him little slits, and I did that pumpkin. I know I did some branch somewhere. Oh, I did the branch here. And I'm almost positive I spun this twice. I didn't tell it not to respin, so if I'm in the mood to stitch on it yet again when it comes up, I think what more so, if I don't feel like working on something, I'll take it off the wheel so it doesn't spin. And that needle minder is also available in the group. I love Peck Detective. I have to double check my numbers on that one. So I'll put that there. Now, I spun again. That time, I got it ready, and then I didn't stitch for a couple of days. But the other night, I did. Last night, I spent some time stitching on this one right here. This one is Bells of Ireland. I am stitching this with Laurel Ann on Flosstube. We started it together, and I think I'm slightly ahead of her. And we started on Liberace Day in 2023. We want to finish it so we can start Queen Anne's Lace next. I ended up doing 200 stitches, but I had to frog, guys. I had an issue. I kept her on here because I'm not sure if I want to keep on stitching or not. Oh, I think I need to do some more stitches anyway. I don't know. We'll see what I feel like. So what did I do? I put in this, and I put in a lot of the green here. Now, I have a mistake. One of the mistakes I had was in the arm, so I had to pick out like half of that and then put it back in. There's another mistake down here because this should actually be touching by there, and it's not. So I don't know what the mistake is here. So what I'm trying to do is I made sure that all this is correct, so when I fill this in, I can just fudge it. I do know that this is correct off the leg. So the mistake is somewhere here. I don't know that I'll fix it. I'll probably just fudge it, honestly. So that's that. I need to spin again because I did get the stitches in. But we'll see. Now, I say I got her all together. Put her on there. And then I didn't stitch it because it was the end of the night and I just wasn't in the mood to stitch anymore that night. I had stitched a couple other things. Come the next day, I don't know, I felt like kidding. So I kidded for 2 days, guys. And this goes back to what I said in the beginning. Do I need to buy a lot? I don't need to buy anything. I bet there's a bunch of us out there that don't need to buy anything. Well, as you get older, you start realizing you really don't need to buy anything. And I've got things I want to pay down. I have dental work I'm paying off and stuff like that. So I have no business shopping. So kind of felt like shopping. Ended up shopping in my own room here. And I pulled all of my threads in. The silks, all the hand dyes that I've been keeping over the years. All the dead threads, try to use them up. I mean, why not? They're there. Try to use them, right? Well, I kitted a total. Yeah, there's a hair. I kitted a total of 17 things. And now I'm going to show you. I bought these bags. They're from Temu. I was hoping these hooks would be larger so I could hang them in the closet in the sewing room. That is not the case. I'd need to get like a cafe curtain rod or something to hang those on. Whatever. But I figured I'd use them anyway for when I'm kitting and haven't used them yet, right? I haven't started stitching. They're heavy duty. So I ended up kitting Butterfly by Alessandra Adelaide, and I am using a piece of fabric flare. I don't know the name of it because it didn't have it on there, and my plan is to use this PR 155 from Silks For You and stitch it on this. I think I want to do it so the top of the butterfly is on the lighter stuff. And this is what that looks like. And I was sitting in my stash, just waiting to be picked out. I think I picked the other half of this for something else. Matter of fact, it might be coming out next. I don't know when I'm going to start these. I have zero idea of when I'm going to start any of these, but it's kitted. I also kitted up, I'm not going to take it out of the bag, My Scissors, My Rolls by Heartstring Samplery. And I have a lighter pastel color fabric flare, and I chose that Silks For You. That Silks For You is, I will flip it over so I can tell you the number if you like it. It is PR 148. And it's like a magenta to a blue. Because I didn't want to do it just the black and white or black on crazy fabric. Might as well use my Silks For You, because I have plenty of it. Another one I kitted up was All My Friends Are Under the Sea. And I have that board. I might actually have two of those whale boards. And that's from Lucy Beam. That's still available. And the board itself is from April Whitaker, Homestead Needleworks. And I chose my own color palettes. I used dead threads and not so dead threads. And I'm putting it on this piece of fabric from Vicki Clayton. called Brass Tacks. It's 32 count. I kitted up this one, Coffee House Stitches. This is from Annabella's. And I'm using 28 count even weave, black. But instead of doing, they say B5200. That is not B5200. That's like 722 or something. Or a crew or something. But I'm using this Silks for You that came in a sassy pouch that Belinda sent me. I think that'll look great. That great bright green. Another one I pulled out was Nutcracker Matilda, and that's from Finally a Fall Girl. Look how cute he is. And I'm going to use this 28 count Shenandoah. He will just fit. It's 5 inches. You need 5 inches. So he will just fit. I'll start in the center bottom so his feet are on the line, and then I'll move my way up from there. And it's all DMC. Then I went and chose whatever colors matched enough or what I wanted for a little cottage, because it's all, I think, Gentle Arch or something. So I just picked out what I wanted, and I'm putting it on this fabric there, and I don't know what fabric that is right now. Black Cat Moon. This is Stitches by Ethel, which is a newer designer for me. I got this in November, when I think I showed you in November that I bought it. And it's only a few colors on a scrap piece of fabric, and I think I even have the tin, or the tart tin, I should say. This is an oldie but goodie. The United States, the Continent series. I have this one, and I have Australia. I had picked out the fabric for this and threw it in there, so I went and picked out the threads for it. It's all DMC. I am using Morning Glory from Fortnite Fabrics. It's going to fit on a fat quarter. It's amazing the amount of browns that are used in this. I also kitted up this Prairie School. Now, when I could, I put a photocopy in the bag for the large ones, because they barely fit, and then I put them away. So, Nevermore from Prairie Schooler. This only has a few colors, and I am putting this one on. Instead of doing the plain white or off-white fabric, I chose Dryad, because I think that'll look really cool. Look how cool that is. And I think I forgot to put a project card with that. I'll fill it out later. I even printed out more project cards, which I bought from Jen Lee, 24 Hours Across Stitch. She has them listed on Etsy, and I had purchased them. So I just keep on printing them out. I also decided to do this Blackbird Waiting for the Harvest. And I put that on some neutral fabric. And I'm using black. And buttons black from Plum Street Design. Kitted that one up. On this one, this is a Hinzite Nevermore. Instead of doing white fabric, I'm hesitant on using this because it's a fabric flare that it's probably going to be a pain in the butt to stitch through that, because it's raised. It's on there, not in there, if that makes sense. So I'm going to give it a try, though. I think it'll be fun. I'm not sure which corner I want to do it in, because I don't need that whole piece, but I just threw it in there. Then Sweet and Twisted from Silver Creek Samplers. Instead of doing the blue, because for some reason I'm just not sold on the blue, I decided to do it on this piece of opalescent green. It's a candy green. I like that. Needle Bling Designs, To the Beach and Back. It says, I love you to the beach and back. And I picked a sandy color fabric. And I went with 6-strand sweets because it reminds me of the candy colors. And 6-strand sweets was known for the sweet candy colors that they dyed. And so most of them are. There's a couple that aren't, but that's what I went with. Then I've had this for a while, and I finally decided to kit that up. Halloween Resurrection. And this is a piece of fabric that I'm almost positive, it's a 32 count that Belinda sent me from Color Cascade. Next one is the Nutcracker. That I am doing on this opalescent fabric from Color Cascade, which I am 100% sure is from Belinda. And it's all DMC. Well, hold, please. Now, oh, see, these are the originals that I put back here. Because I thought I put them away. I did not. Last thing I kitted up. Put that over there. Is Coffee Addiction. That is from Stitching Jules Design. And instead of doing it on white fabric with black thread, I decided to do mine on 22 count oatmeal. You can see the flecks in there. Because brown coffee, right? 22 count oatmeal with 33.71. I contacted Sammy from Tiny Hummingbird, and I told her just buy me a box of 33.71. Not buy me, but you know, build me for a box. So I have that on order for that, because I can go one over one on that. It says 22 skeins for 14 count, 2 over 1. I probably only need like 5 or 6, so I got a box. Which I think they come in 5 boxes of 10. I'm almost done, so sorry. Alright, now, a couple more things. If you made it this far, I have yet another thing to give away. This one, again, is going to be the US only, please. Unless you want to pay for the shipping. And while I was kidding, I found I have 2 of this. Apparently, I liked it. But it is No Talkie Before Coffee from New York Dreamer. And the keyword on that is coffee. Coffee. What am I doing? Okay. I also ended up with some acquisitions in the meantime. Because the stars aligned, right? One of the things I ended up getting was new scissors. Because as I'm cutting the fabric, because I was kidding, I realized that the scissors I had, which were these Fiskars, I probably had them over 10 years. And while they cut, they were getting on my nerves. So I went on Amazon to see what they had. Because I don't have like $70 budget for dingers or something like that. And I found these metal ones. And it came as a set for $15, $16 plus tax on Amazon. And it came with these. They cut very nicely, guys. They also came with these, which, you know, usually when you get a smaller scissor, they're crap. These are actually pretty heavy duty. This is a harder plastic on there. It's not flimsy at all. And I like them. Shocker was, you know, when they usually send these are crap. They never cut anything. It sort of folds it instead of cuts it. These ones do. These ones cut it. So basically, so I'm going to put these on my sewing machine. Also another measuring tape, which I don't need. These can be for my sewing machine, for my fabric, and for whatever in the craft room. And just, if you're on Amazon, just go ahead and look it up for that set. I don't even know exactly what it was called, but I just Googled, not Googled, but I did a search for sewing scissors. And I do believe these were the 9-inch scissors. They have 8-inch, 9-inch, and I think 10-inch. I went with the 9-inch. It's plenty. They're pretty heavy. So I got those, and that made cutting the fabric a lot better. What else did I get? Well, I pre-ordered a couple months ago the Witchy Stitcher book. It's her first book. She's very proud of this book, and she should be proud of this book. You can get this on Amazon. You can get it through her. She does have signed copies she's going to do. Now, if you get it through her, it is in Canada. So there's shipping charges, blah, blah, blah. Or you can get one that's unsigned through Amazon. It's very comprehensive. She does a whole how-to on a whole bunch of things. So you could basically get this book to learn how to cross stitch. If you would like, I always like comments anyway, so comment down below if you would like me to do a flip through on this. If I get enough people that say yes, they want to flip through, I will gladly do one. But there are a few on here that I really liked. This back coven, stop it. There's two of them. I think they're both cute. And that is so cool. And she actually shows you how to do this. She explains how to do this on your fabric. She explains how to coffee tea dye fabric if you didn't know how. And then I will show you these guys. These guys are adorable. So there's 25 in all of this, and if you would like, I can do a flip through if I get enough comments asking for that. When I went to the retreat, Sammy was there. I buy from Sammy. I get fabric of the month from Sammy. Sammy holds my stuff until there's enough to finally just ship, which is good for me. I never need anything right away, and she knows it. We go back and forth. So one of the things I bought from her was from Fine Frog Stitching, and I just love him for some reason. I just love him. So I got the Crow Librarian. That needs to go away in charts. Where did I put stuff for charts? Okay. And then, love a good quirky Quaker. So I've got the Witch Hat. Luna Moth. I don't think I want to do it on that color fabric though. The Snowy Owl. And of course the Sloth. You're in the Woods this year is killing me. I'm trying to hold back because obviously I don't need more stuff, but if I don't do it, my daughter will. I got the wolf. And then I got the specialty thread that goes with it. And then I also had to get the sugar glider. Oh my god, it's so cute. And the specialty thread that goes with it. And then I bought this one with you. I Am Home. And fabrics. Let's go into... Okay, so she had some extra... She still has some fabrics available. So if you want some fabrics, there are some in there. Go check it out. Tiny Hummingbird on Facebook. Pusher Cerulean from Lappin' Loops, 32 count. Lappin' Loops is doing good things. Meg Shepherd, she is the daughter of Becky from Lucy Beam. She's doing good fabrics. Okay, then these are, I don't know which month that they are, so, because they're just here. but I got the Fabric Flare, the Atomic Ranch Fabrics of the month this year, and that's one of them. It's called Mirkwood. Then there's Oz and Latte. I probably could have used one of these for when I was kidding. It's fine though. Stonehenge. This is a good gray called London Fog. And that was my tiny hummingbird haul. And then one more thing came in. My purple package, I've got a purple bag. One more thing came in, and I ordered this back in February. It's Kevin's fault from Akio Whip. He is stitching this bee witching or something like that from Hinzite. It's bees and Halloween mismatch, and I was looking for it, and I found String Theory was supposed to have it. Well, she didn't have it in stock, so she ordered it, and it ended up on back order. And I said, okay, that's fine, I can wait. Well, then I was looking through my email because I totally forgot about it. So I was looking through my email, and I emailed her last week, and I was like, hey, what's going on with that? She's like, oh, they still haven't brought. I was like, I have a feeling maybe they're just not doing. She's like, I think they are, but they're just like really slow. I was like, you know, just send what I ordered and let me know if it comes in. You can give me a holler and maybe I'll order it then. She was like, that's fine. Very nice to work with, stringtheory.com. But I didn't even remember what else I ordered, because you know, you order one thing, you have to order a couple. But I had already paid for it, so send it, right? I'm not mad. I got this from Firewing Designs, and it's called Thistle Down. It's really pretty. So I'm not mad at this. I almost want to kit this already. Next kitting, right? And then, I don't know if these belong to anything. I could have gone through my stash and been like, yep, need that, yep, need that. Or I could have looked and said, you know what, that looks like a color I could use. But I got 3 Krynics, so now I need to do some investigation. Business news, I still have bags, and I just sorted out all the fabric so I can start cutting for this batch of bags. I think I have 4 of the Mystery Halloween bag packages left available if you're interested in that. It is $82. That includes shipping for in the U.S. Outside the U.S., we would have to figure out the rest of the shipping. All right, I don't know. And then with tariff things, I don't know what's going on with that. I'd have to look into it. I do have at least 1 or I have at least 2 that are going outside the U.S., so I'll figure it out. So that's a thing. And then I got 4 new needle minders in. I got some Christmas ones. I'm not releasing them yet. We'll wait. It's not even Halloween yet. So 4 new needle minders. This one says, get in, loser. We're going to smash the patriarchy. And I had to ask someone else, but apparently that's Malala. And Ruth Ginsburg, or RBG, and then Frida Kahlo. Friend of mine is mildly obsessed with Pedro Pascal. So I bought these just so I can make her magnets. She doesn't stitch, so I'm just putting magnets on them for her. And I mailed them to her already, so I got her this one. So these are available as needle minders now. I've got this one, and then I've got the laughing smile one. And last but not least, fresh sarcasm served daily. And that would be at my house. Minus the cake, because I don't bake, by the way. You want a cake, there's Publix down the road. My dog has made it. I will give him this one last treat that I had prepared on the table. I'm looking around. I don't have any more notes. And at this point, at almost an hour and a half, I think we're good. I hope I can get a good bit of stitching done in 2 weeks like I did this last time, and I hope I have a good headway on my bags. Update on grandchild and daughter, they're doing well. He is still trying to crap and pee on everybody, so that's normal, right? And she is feeling much better. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're surviving this heat. If you're up on the top of the earth here, if you're on the bottom, stay warm. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.